Imagine a palace floating 600 feet in the air, equipped with 5th century elevators and luxury pools that still work today. How is this even possible? The year is 1831. Major Jonathan Forbes, a British Army officer, is hacking his way through the dense, predator-infested jungles of Sri Lanka. Suddenly, the trees open up, and he stops dead in his tracks. Rising nearly 700 feet from the forest floor is a colossal, flat-topped monolith. A rock so massive, it looks like it fell from the stars. But it wasn't just a geological wonder. Perched on its summit was a lost city, a fortress in the clouds that had been scrubbed from history for centuries. Forbes circled the base of this vertical cliff for days and found nothing. No stairs, no ladders, no obvious way up. When he asked the local monks how anyone built a city up there, their answer was chilling. Major, the ones who built it didn't need to climb, they flew. Welcome to the Wisdom Quest. In the West, we are taught that ancient history is a slow crawl from caves to huts. But in the East, history feels more like a Marvel movie. Ancient Hindu texts describe the manas, flying machines that traverse the skies. They speak of weapons that could level entire cities and portals between worlds. And right here, in the heart of Sri Lanka, we have the physical evidence that something impossible happened. Sigiriya. It's a 5,000-year-old mystery, sitting on a 200-meter-high massive slab of Charnakite granite. While UNESCO calls it a World Heritage Site, for those of us looking deeper, it's a giant, stone-cold puzzle. It challenges everything we know about ancient engineering, logistics, and perhaps extraterrestrial influence. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. When you look at a structure this impossible, you can't help but wonder if we're being told the whole story. Today, a growing community of independent researchers and alternative theorists suggest that Sigiriya wasn't a palace at all. They see something else, an ancient landing pad, or a high-tech laboratory for what the ancients called gods, beings that some today would describe as an advanced, prehistoric civilization, or even extraterrestrial visitors. The lion's paw gate at the entrance is so massive and precisely carved that it looks like it was cut with industrial precision, not copper chisel marks. But what does the official history say? It gives us a much more human but equally dark story. The mainstream records tell us about King Kassapa. In the 5th century, Kassapa committed the ultimate sin. He murdered his father and drove his brother into exile to steal the throne. But with power came a paralyzing paranoia. He was terrified of his brother's revenge. So he fled the capital and decided to build the world's most extreme panic room on top of this rock. But here is where the official story breaks. Kassapa's reign lasted only 22 years. The records claim Sigiriya, this entire sky city, was built in just 7 years. Does that sound plausible? Let's do the math that the history books often overlook. We are talking about a summit the size of 4 football fields. To even begin building, they had to shave the top of a rock that has a Mohs hardness of 7. For context, steel is around 5 or 6. They were cutting material harder than modern tools without industrial equipment. We found over 3 million kill bricks on that summit. 3 million! To finish this in 7 years, they had to carry, lift, and lay 1,174 bricks every single day. Let's put that into perspective for my American viewers. That is enough bricks to build 500 average American suburban homes. Imagine building 500 houses on top of a vertical 600-foot cliff in the middle of a jungle with no trucks, no cranes, and no modern elevators. Just pure manual labor? Even with an army of thousands, the logistics of moving that much weight vertically, while also bringing up food, water, and tons of polished white marble from distant quarries, is mathematically impossible for the 5th century. And the marble? It's not even from this region. How the hell did those heavy-ass slabs get hauled up a straight damn wall with no stairs? Some say they used ancient elevators, but we haven't found a single pulley. It's as if the materials just appeared there. If the climb doesn't baffle you, the water will. At the base of the rock are the water gardens. These aren't just pools for the king to swim in. They are part of a sophisticated, gravity-fed underground hydraulic system. Here is the mind-blowing part. They still work. 1,500 years later, after a heavy tropical rain, the pressure builds up in the ancient clay pipes, and the fountains start spraying water. Who had the software in their brain to design plumbing that outlasts our modern American infrastructure by over a millennium? And look at the architecture from above. Sigiriya isn't just a random pile of buildings. It's a perfectly symmetrical stepped pyramid. Does that look familiar? It should. It's almost an exact architectural match to the pyramids in Teotihuacan, Mexico. How did two civilizations separated by 10,000 miles and a massive ocean use the exact same geometry to build gateways to the gods? Are we looking at a global, pre-flood blueprint? A technology shared by a master civilization that history has forgotten? History is written by the winners, but it's rewritten by religions. 100 miles away from Sigiriya is Adam's Peak, featuring a mysterious giant footprint. The Hindus say it belongs to Lord Shiva. The Buddhists say it's Buddha's. And when the Abrahamic religions arrived, they claimed it was the footprint of Adam, left the moment he was cast out of Eden and touched the earth. Sigiriya fell victim to this same war of symbols. It was claimed by kings, then monks, then empires. But while we argue over whose god built it, we ignore the cold, hard science of the stone. When we let symbolism take over, we lose the truth. Sigiriya wasn't just a fortress. It was a statement of power and technology that we still can't replicate today. So, what really happened at Sigiriya? Was it just a desperate king building an impenetrable celestial citadel in only 7 years? Or are we looking at something much older, something forgotten, a relic from a time when human knowledge, or something beyond it, was far more advanced than we dare to admit? Because let's be honest for a second. Ask yourself, even if you had an army of 10,000 men, but only one narrow vertical path up a 600-foot cliff, could you really coordinate the logistics to build an impossible masterpiece? Imagine the bottleneck, the sheer weight, the physics of it all. When I look at those numbers, the math fails every time. For me, it feels less like a historical fact and more like a technological anomaly. And I suspect, deep down, it feels impossible to you too. So either history is incomplete, or we're ignoring something that doesn't fit the narrative. Was it lost human technology? Was it something not entirely human? Or was it simply a king chasing an impossible dream? I read every single comment. So tell me, what do you think this really was? If you're ready to question everything, hit subscribe and join the quest. I'm your host, and this was the Wisdom Quest. Until next time, stay curious, because the truth is, the quest was never out there. It was always you.